It's awful quiet.
Good evening. I'd like to call the Tuesday, May 6, 2014 City Council meeting to order. I'd like to ask you to please rise. Our invocation and our pledge will be led by our City Attorney, Mr. Tom Trask.
Our Father in heaven, we seek blessings on the tasks before us. Bless our efforts with clear insight, our deliberations with wisdom, our work with clarity and accuracy, and our decisions with impartiality. We gather to make decisions for our community. May we use only our best skills and judgment, keeping ourselves impartial and neutral as we consider the merits and pitfalls of each matter that is placed before us, and always act in accordance with what is best for the City of Oldsmar and our fellow citizens. This we pray. Amen.
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 I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and once again, welcome. Hope everybody survived Cinco de Mayo. Our first item on the agenda tonight is our Citizens Open Forum that allows you to address the council. We only have a couple of rules. Don't speak towards anything on tonight's agenda. State your name and address clearly for the record and keep it to no more than 5 minutes. Anybody on this side of the room like to address? Yep. Jerry?
Jerry Antozzi, 509 Shore Drive East. I am representing the Oldsmar Historical Society tonight, and I wanted to let everyone know that we have a regular meeting coming up this Saturday, that's the 10th, at 10 a.m. right here in the 1918 Bank Building. Our program is going to be a viewing of Dottie Sandin, 97 years young. She is still the original owner in Gull Air when it started in 1979. So it's like 20 minutes. But she was very interesting to interview, and you'll enjoy it if you come on Saturday. On May 17th, it's a Saturday, at 10 a.m., our councilwoman, Gabby McGee, is going to be leading a historical walk. It'll last about 45 minutes to an hour. It's free for the parents and kids that are here. If you live in Oldsmar, I think you'd enjoy seeing the homes on the tour. So please come out. Wear comfortable walking shoes. If it rains on May 17th, then it'll be June 21st, that Saturday. So, and I'd like to thank, it's been a couple of weeks, but Jerry Beaverland and Jerry Custon came to the museum on a Friday, and we had a graduate student and undergraduate student from University of South Florida working on a documentary for their class. So they kept asking them questions for like 3.5 hours. So I told them that they would be published if they gave us a copy, you know. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Becky?
Becky Afonso, 250 Strathmore Avenue. Mayor, council members, I'd like to recognize that May is National Bike Month for bicycling. Although I didn't plan any bike to work because I telecommute, I didn't challenge the council for anything of that nature, I would like to take the opportunity to announce to council the formation of the Historic Bicycle Tour for the City of Oldsmar through the Historic Society. I'm going to pass out. These are draft brochures of what this tour will be about, and we look to officially launch it in 2015.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's great.
Yay.
When's the article come out? No, she's not here.
Check the Tampa Bay Times this Friday in the regional section. There could be a story about the Oldsmar Trail and this tour.
Nice.
Nice.
That's neat.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for your effort on that, too.
3 legs in case you don't want to do the whole city. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's got the loops.
you.
Thank you. Dan?
Dan Saraki, 1743 Split Fork Drive. Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Council. I'm here tonight to talk about the Oldsmar Toastmasters Club. We are having an open house on Monday, June 2nd at 6 p.m. at Flamestone, which is located right here on Tampa Road. We have a special guest who is an Oldsmar resident who will be, she's a certified speaking professional. Her name is Cheryl Nicholson. She lives right here in Oldsmar. She will be talking about leadership skills, improving our leadership skills. And if anybody has any questions, it's Monday, June 2nd at 6 p.m. It's open to the public, and I'm looking for people to join in and learn about public speaking.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? Yep. Sudha?
Ooh, it's been a little while since I've been up here. Good evening, Mayor, Council. I'm here on behalf of Miss Suda's dancers to remind everybody we have a great dance recital coming up. We have a number of students, and those that are watching may want to just come out and meet Miss Ariel on Friday, May 16th, 2014, over at the Oldsmar Cypress Forest Rec Center. This is a free recital, and the dancers have worked all season long. Of course, Council, Mayor, we would always invite you. And Mayor Doug Beavis, you know I'm still holding that tutu for you, right, sir? Our summer classes will also be starting up in June. And I know also the Opal Theater Group, I believe, has their performance on Sunday the 17th, or 18th, sorry, Saturday the 17th, I believe at 3 p.m. I'm looking back at Mr. Reeves because I know he has the notes. But come out and support our arts and our youth, and any of those watching, we'd love to come see you dance or come and act with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Suda.
Anybody else on this side of the room? Anybody on this side of the room? Anybody in the room? Seeing no one, will close the citizens' open forum. Our first item tonight is our consent docket. We have 3 items: accept the resignation of Kathy Johnson from the Leisure Services Advisory Board. Second item, accept the resignation of Sonia Saceda from the Planning Board. And the third item, award bid for prefab vehicle storage building at the Municipal Services Center. Anybody wish to pull anything?
No.
If not, I need a motion.
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Thank you. Next is the City of Oldsmar, and this is the fun part. It's the presentation to the winners of the AWWA Water Conservation Poster Contest. That's by all the kids here tonight. No, you go ahead.
Okay, well, the AWWA Poster Contest is an annual contest held statewide for elementary school students. And what it involves, first it's to commemorate or kind of in honor of water conservation. We're trying to promote water conservation, educate our youth. And as we said last week, or last council meeting, when we had the proclamation, the City of Oldsmar does a very good job with water conservation already as a whole. So we're very proud of that, and we are very proud of our students that participate in this. Both elementary schools do participate, Forest Lakes and Oldsmar Elementary, and so tonight we are here to honor the students that receive first, second, and third place in the different age groups. So starting with kindergarten and first grade, from Forest Lakes Elementary, third place, Alina Guzman. Nope, no Alina. Second place, Giovanna Lima.
All right.
And one thing that I wanted to point out, each of the winners receives a bag with a copy of their poster on it. And all of this is coordinated by Sue Farrell from our Public Works Department. So this is Giovanna's poster. and it has her name on it, and so this is in memory of it. And as part of this as well, she's receiving some certificates from the City of Oldsmar. McDonald's has also provided an award, Chick-fil-A, and then the nice thing, the Tampa Bay Skating Academy provided coupons to everybody who participated, not just the winners. So everybody who participated received something as well. First place from Forest Lakes, Kyle Ondrezik. And unfortunately, Kyle's not here. Now to Oldsmar Elementary. Third place, Audrey Lehman.
All right, Audrey.
Second place, Nishanth Mathangallop. First place from Oldsmar Elementary, David Dozier. Well, unfortunately, David's not here. We do have an additional announcement for him. Not only did he win first place in the City of Oldsmar, he won first place statewide.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, can they zoom in on this on the
Yeah.
TV? This is great. It's really cute. It's two little pigs at the trough, and it says, "Don't hog all the water." Okay. I don't think so. That way. Let me get out of the picture.
There you go. Oh, wow. Oh, that's so cute. Oh. Wow.
So for our second and third grade group, from Forest Lakes Elementary, third place is Chloe Diffenbach.
One more if you don't mind. We're done.
Hold that pose.
Second place, Ashlyn Darrow. Okay. First place, Riley Ridgely.
Adorable.
Thank you.
Oldsmar Elementary, third place, Connor Hayes. Second place, Alice Hollowell.
There you go. Oh, there's somebody back there with a huge camera.
Video? The video. Oh.
And first place is Delea Carbajal.
Thanks, Megan.
And for our final group, 4th and 5th graders, and Forest Lakes Elementary, third place is Vanessa Peffer. Second place is Elena Rivera. And first place is Darian Barrera. Now from Oldsmar Elementary, we have third place is Damian Cruz. Second place, David Nguyen.
No?
And first place, Travis Huen.
No?
Okay, well, I guess give him a round of applause. Yes. Ask all of the participants that are here to come up front and bring your bags, and we'll take one group picture with the mayor. And if any of the parents are interested in getting copies of these pictures, just contact Deb with the city clerk's office.
Oh, did he come late? Doug, somebody just came late too.
Did we get, is that somebody that won?
What's his name?
He just came in.
I know his name, yeah.
Your name is? Ryan. Okay. Sue? The last name? Taylor. Oh, okay. Okay, he's here for Boy Scouts, not for this. Way.
Yeah. Look at all the parents.
Everybody smile.
You think these parents are proud?
Congratulations, everybody.
God bless you.
Congratulations, and not only did you guys do a contest, the City of Oldsmar participated in a mayor's challenge all across the country, and we got a little bit of a late start on it, but we came in the 5th city to conserve water in the entire United States for a city of our size, so that's pretty good. Congratulations. Those that want to stay, they can. We'll maybe take a little bit of a pause if you want to leave. We got some pretty exciting stuff coming up. You want to hear about ordinances and stuff like that? Annexation? Some of our city attorney's best work you're walking out on. Look at
Just can't keep the crowd.
okay. We need to put the water thing later on in the program, I think. Oh, yeah. The next item is a presentation of a proclamation for Public Works Week. And I'll go ahead and read it. National Public Works Week, whereas public works services provided in our community are an integral part of our citizens' everyday life, and whereas the support of an understanding and informed citizenry is vital to the efficient operation of public works systems and programs such as water, sewer, streets and highway, public buildings, and solid waste collection, and whereas the health, safety, and comfort of this community greatly depends on these facilities and services, and whereas the quality and effectiveness of these facilities as well as their planning, design, and construction are vitally dependent upon the efforts and skills of public work officials. And whereas the efficiency of the qualified and dedicated personnel who staff public works departments and materially influenced by the people's attitude and understanding of the importance of the work they perform, and whereas this year's theme is building for today, planning for tomorrow, and as we celebrate the hard work and dedication of the many public works professionals throughout the world, now, therefore, I, Doug Beavis, Mayor of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, do by proclaim the week of May 18th to 24th, 2014 as National Public Works Week in the City of Oldsmar, and call upon all citizens and civic organizations to acquaint themselves with the issues involved in providing our public works and to recognize the contributions which public works officials make every day to our health, safety, comfort, and quality of life. Dated this 6th day of May, 2014, Doug Beavis, Mayor of Oldsmar, and I'm giving this to Lisa. Sure you got something great to say, right?
Public works is something that is very important. It touches everybody's life, whether they realize it or not. And really, it couldn't be done without the men and women who are out there every day working on the water system, working at the different plants, repairing the streets, taking care of the stormwater system. And if there's a storm or an emergency, they are here and doing what needs to be done, even if it means working 12-hour days. So we couldn't do it without them.
The council gets a lot of feedback from residents, sometimes bad, but not about our public works. We get a lot of great feedback. And when you ask for something or something is wrong or you have a problem, it's amazing the responsiveness that they get. And that's what they say in the emails. And they don't do it because they're told to. They do it because they love their job and they want to get the problem corrected and keep Oldsmar online. So I know we had the water problem, a couple of years ago, and the entire city was working hard to fix that problem. And we got it straightened out. So congratulations to you guys. Oh, I guess we got to do a picture, huh? You don't have a bag or anything? You got to turn around or yeah? Not even proud of it, huh? I'm going to do it from down there, though. This one's kind of a cool one. It doesn't matter. There's the other one. This one's got the cheat sheet in it. This is the next proclamation is for proclamation for National Travel and Tourism Week. And I'll go ahead and read that because tourism obviously is very important to the state of Florida, Pinellas County, and of course the city of Oldsmar. National Travel and Tourism Week, whereas travel has a positive effect on the state of Florida and the nation's economic prosperity and image abroad to business productivity and the individual traveler's well-being. And whereas travel to and within the United States provides significant economic benefits for the nation, generating $2.1 trillion in economic output in 2013 with $887.9 billion spent directly by travelers. And whereas travel is among the largest private sector employers in the United States, supporting 14.9 million jobs in 2013, including 7.9 million directly in the travel industry and 7 million in other industries. And whereas travelers spending directly generated tax revenues of $134 billion for federal, state, and local governments, funds used to support essential services and programs. And whereas Pinellas County set a record-setting tourist development tax in 2013, sending Pinellas past the $30 million mark, making us a high-impact tourism county. And whereas international travel to the United States is the nation's #1 services export, in 2013, travel generated $139.6 billion in exports, creating a $53.3 billion trade surplus for the United States. And whereas the city of Oldsmar hosts the USA BMX Gator Nationals, one of the largest BMX events in the East Coast of the United States, bringing to our city 835 unique riders and Olympic competitors who represented 39 states and Canadian provinces, plus 17 countries in 2014, showcasing Oldsmar as the road to Rio for the 2016 Summer Olympics. And whereas leisure travel, which accounts for more than 3/4 of all trips taken within the United States, spurs countless benefits to travelers' health and wellness, creativity, cultural awareness, education, happiness, and productivity in relationships. Now, therefore, I, Doug Beavis, Mayor of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, do hereby proclaim the week of May 3rd through 11th, 2014 as National Travel and Tourism Week in the City of Oldsmar, and urge all residents to join me in the special observance by eco-exploring our many parks and trails, attending a sporting or a historical event, recommending our hotels and restaurants to friends, and letting the world know that Oldsmar is an incredible city. Dated this 6th day of May, 2014, Doug Beavis, Mayor of the City of Oldsmar. Deb Pauley, I'm going to present this to you. Are we doing a selfie? Yay! Now we've got something else in the picture.
Yes.
And I don't know if you want to say anything, Deb, do you? I'm going to, yeah, but it was neat. Deb and I attended, what was the name of that event last week? It was the Visitors Bureau Tourism Kickoff for 2014 year, I guess, basically. And it was really exciting. It's called, what's their term? What's their... Live Amplified, and the ad campaign that you're going to see both on TV, in print, and all over the place on billboards is really exciting. They're really have done a great job. They're targeting very young tourism people, eco-tourists, and all kinds of people to come to the Pinellas beaches because they're finding that it's skewing a lot younger. You know, our BMX event was probably one of the ones that, you know, also showcases young people. So having said that, what we're going to do tonight, they are not actually airing it for a while, but we got permission to air a video that Visit St. Pete Clearwater is going to be showing on their website, and we'll get you that website when we have it available. They're going to showcase the city of Oldsmar. It was shot in January 2014 by Anna Tataris, is that how you say it? Waiting on release by the VSPC. Special permission obtained to show tonight to help celebrate National Travel and Tourism Week. Features Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce. It features the Oldsmar Historical Society and Museum, the hub of Tampa Bay, location and convenience, Oldsmar Trails, Parks and Waterfront, local attractions, Tampa Bay Downs, Oldsmar BMX, local events, 5 major hotels, local dining, Jack Willie's, and Flamestone. So with that, we'll turn it over to the video.
At the top of Old Tampa Bay, you'll find a city that has a lot to offer.
I would describe it as a city of history, a city of industry, a city of parks, and a city of hospitality.
If the name Oldsmar sounds familiar, it's because it was founded by the creator of the Oldsmobile, Ransom Eli Olds.
He purchased the 37,541 acres in 1916, and it was R.E. Olds on the bay.
The name changed a few times before it officially became Oldsmar in 1937. Today you'll find a replica of the car he created in 1901 sitting in the lobby of City Hall. R.E. Olds was friends with President Theodore Roosevelt, seen riding with him in this picture. A few generations later, Olds became the namesake of the 80s supergroup REO Speedwagon, also the name of one of the company's earlier models. R.E. Olds wanted Oldsmar to be a city of agriculture, industry, and a place to call home.
He promoted it as a community for the average person to come, not just his rich friends.
Without major bridges at the time, it was the only way to travel from Tampa to St. Pete Clearwater's Gulf beaches. It still has a major road connecting the two, giving it the nickname the hub of Tampa Bay.
One of the things about our location is it's only about 10 or 12 miles to Honeymoon Island or Clearwater Beach. And then it's in the other direction, it's about 10 miles or 12 miles to downtown Tampa.
Oldsmar has a quiet side, quaint streets and neighborhoods, and a third of the city's land is preserved.
It's kind of like small town America, and it's what you see is what you get, and the people are all very friendly.
You'll find 11 miles of beautiful trails connecting 10 city parks, like R.E. Olds Park right on Tampa Bay, and Veterans Memorial Park, paying tribute to those who served. Ironically, you don't need a car for the place named after one.
As an alternate means of transportation, you can pretty much cover the city from north to south and east to west on the trail system, either biking or walking or rollerblading.
Oldsmar is known for the Tampa Bay Downs, the only thoroughbred racetrack on the west coast of Florida, which opened in 1926. From horse races to bike races, this diverse city is also known for its BMX racetrack, home to the USA BMX Gator Nationals. Visitors can also enjoy events like the Oldsmar Days Festival. The city has major name hotels and a thriving food scene. You can find waterfront dining at Jack Willie's Bar, Grill and Tiki, or stop by Flamestone American Grill.
It's a nice family-friendly restaurant that you can come and either get something inexpensive or go out and get a really, really nice steak.
From food to nature and big industry, the city of Oldsmar is now a lot like what R.E. Olds hoped it would be. For Visit St. Pete Clearwater, I'm Anna Tatteras.
Pretty cool. Definitely let everybody know, but I have 3 other proclamations I'd like to see Dominic from Holiday Inn. Jerry Antosi, the Historical Society, and Jerry Custom with the Upper St. Clair Exchange. Yeah. All right, and it is great, and we look forward to that video coming out. It really does showcase the city of Oldsmar, and a lot of it just really kind of scrapes the surface with a lot of the things that we have out here. So awesome work. We look forward to that. Our next item number 7, recognition for the 2014 Healthiest Employer Award in June. You get to talk?
I guess so.
I attended the 2014 Healthiest Employer Awards, which was held at the a la carte event pavilion in Tampa on April 3rd, where over 50 employers in the area were recognized for making wellness a reality for their employees. And I'd like to take this opportunity to present it to the council. Mayor, would you please come and accept it for the council? Thank you.
Cool. Healthiest employers.
Thank you, smile.
Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you for attending.
And it's also interesting to point out that out of all the people that won for all the different categories, only 2 cities were on the list. City of Clearwater won for employees over 1,500, and we won for our, category for how many employees we have. All the rest were companies. So that's pretty interesting.
Cool. And the next item under the City of Oldsmar, acceptance of the Peace in Action sculpture. I'm not sure how we want to handle this. It went before the Leisure Services Board and was discussed. I don't really know exactly what was discussed. If you would like, I could have Dan Saraki maybe summarize the discussion at the Leisure Services Board, or we could discuss it amongst ourselves. Do you have a preference?
I'd like to hear what Dan says. I mean, we have these boards for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, we don't always get to hear some of the feedback. Dan, would you mind providing us a little feedback on how the meeting went?
Sure.
In the discussion?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. Basically, we were presented with a presentation. Each board member got a pamphlet and a folder of the statue and all the information regarding the statue. Some of the board members mentioned they wanted the statue installed in Ariel's Park. It was recommended that they installed it by these 2 oak trees. I'm not really sure of that location. One of the other board members mentioned that he wanted it right in front of City Hall or across the street in the median. After the presentation about the statue, we took a vote. There was a motion to make, there was a motion and a second, and then we had it open for discussion. And after that, we had a vote of 4-3 for the sculpture to be presented to the council.
Can you summarize the fors and the against, what the reasoning was behind the 4 and the 3?
The against was because it didn't bring culture. It didn't have anything to do with the culture of the City of Oldsmar. It did, and the fors were, it brought freedom. It was a statue presented freedom to the City of Oldsmar. And there is a race, there's a, how do I want to explain it? There is
The peace run.
a peace run, yes, thank you. There's a peace run that would come through the City of Oldsmar, that the peace run would see the statue and they would go on to the next location around the United States as they run. So that was one of the pluses. And I said, again, the negatives were the fact that we weren't sure if it really meant, if it was a cultural thing for the City of Oldsmar.
Okay, thank you, Dan. Any questions for Dan?
Thank you. Thank you, Dan.
All right.
Okay. The person that, and I apologize, I forget your name, but, okay, she's here if anybody would like to talk to her or ask her any questions. Anybody, she came and spoke before us originally. Does anybody have any questions of her at this moment? I need a motion, and then we'll discuss it amongst us. I need a motion.
Moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Now it's open for discussion. Any thoughts on it?
I have a lot of thoughts on it.
Okay?
I'm totally against it.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why. If you do this, you're opening a door that you really don't want to open. Now think about that door you want to open.
Can you explain yourself?
Sure. You're going to have all kinds of organizations who want to come in here and put a statue here. Now, you've always set a precedent. How many on this council knows who this fellow is? How many on the council has ever heard of him?
Well, we've heard of him from what we were told here and from the information that you provided.
That's all we've heard of him. If you're going to put a statue in this town, put a statue that means something to the City of Oldsmar. How about a statue of George Washington, a statue of Abraham Lincoln? How about a statue of Mother Teresa, or a statue of Mahatma Gandhi? I mean, if you want to talk about somebody that did something for the world. If you want to put a statue here, put a statue in the City of Oldsmar that has done something for this city or for this country. How about a statue of Martin Luther King? I mean, I don't know this fella, and I don't, it's a door, if you open it, it's gonna be a hard door to close. And I'm totally against this, and I would advise the council to think, this individual has no recognition at all in this country. None. Now, if the peace want to drive their bicycles through here, that's great. But a statue to somebody that nobody in this city has ever heard of. Nobody. And I, for one, am not going to have to answer to anybody, well, why is that statue here? What did this person ever do? This person has never done anything of worldwide, okay, Gorbachev knew him. What does that mean? I would advise the council, however you're going to vote, that's your conscience, but think about your vote before you open this door that you really don't want to open.
Okay, Jim?
I'll reserve my comments for the rest of the council.
Okay. Linda?
Well, I understand your concerns, and I don't think that anybody in the city of Oldsmar would know everybody. I agree that this individual hasn't done anything maybe for the city of Oldsmar, but from what I've read, because you're right, I didn't know of this individual before either, but I like what he stands for. You know, some of the little blurbs in here, his life was dedicated to the oneness amongst people and amongst religion and interfaith harmony for, it's like we are all one. So I like what this individual stands for. I do agree that it shouldn't be in a place like RE Olds Park or even in front of City Hall. I don't know, maybe find a more appropriate place for it. I'm just showing the other side, that's all, Jerry. And some of the people that he has touched, I mean, Mother Teresa, one of the ones that you had mentioned, she was somebody that he had touched. So on the other side of it, I'm not offended by it at all. I like what he stands for, so.
You really don't know what he stands for because you don't know that much about him, but I'll be quiet.
Okay. Debbie?
Sylvia, can I ask her a question?
Yeah, sure. Can you come up to the podium, please?
Would the statue be for a permanent fixture, or would it be temporary, and then at other times where there's peace runs in other states, I'm assuming eventually you might need the statue back, or?
No, they would be permanent. They're all over the world. They're permanent.
Okay.
Wherever they're installed.
Okay. Did you want to address any of the concerns that Jerry mentioned about?
Well, I think if you just, you're right. He was not very, he wasn't he's a very humble man. He didn't have a high commercial profile or a big PR firm. He's very humble, and he did a tremendous amount to foster oneness amongst humanity. It's huge. In the 50 years, I was here 43 years in the United States. And I mean, you saw in the packet, I don't know if you had a chance to read it, but I mean, he touched the lives not only in the United States, but millions of people all over the world.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Where in the state of Florida, or more specifically Pinellas County, might there be other ones? How many are around?
There's none in Florida. They're just starting to, since he passed away, they're just starting to. So he passed in 2007 and 2008. The first one was in Norway, and then in Bali. And then, I mean, there's a list of them in your packet. There's 23 to date. The latest one was put in the Bali airport in the international arrivals. And,
What is the plaque at the Capitol? I didn't know what Capitol it talked about.
Tallahassee.
Tallahassee.
State,
So Lawton Childs.
Right, Lawton Childs dedicated in 1993, the state of Florida as a Sri Chinmoy Peace Capital, and it was joining landmarks all over the world that were dedicated to peace in his name. And there's a big, did you see the picture of the monument? That's right on the corner of Monroe and Jefferson, which is right on the corner of the old Capitol. And
your question a little bit, Tallahassee.
Okay. Any other questions? Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
And by
Any
the way,
questions?
I have questions.
Her? Or,
Well, probably she can answer it because I assume you've seen this statue.
Oh, yes,
Excuse me. The statue's about 6 foot, 6 inches tall,
yes.
330 pounds. How, is it just going to be 330 pounds on the ground where two people can come and pick it up and take it
Oh,
away? Or how's
no,
it mounted?
they're mounted in the ground very solidly. I mean, there's architects that.
And then how do people know what the statue is? We've got a guy that's 6'6", that's bronze sitting in the park.
Did you see the sample?
I've seen like 40 different drawings that I've got right now, so.
No, there's one page that has a sample text for the plaque that goes next to it.
The dream of peace come, it's more like a prayer.
Well, on top I don't have it with me actually, but on top it says who it is, and then it says, there's a poem.
It says, "O dreamer of peace come, let us walk together. O lover of peace come, let us run
On top
together."
of that, did you not?
That's what it says, proposed text for plaque.
But
"O server of peace come, let us grow together."
is that
That's
all
what it's
that's
gonna
on
say?
your, that's all that it says on your?
Well, I think the bottom,
One.
No, it's,
bottom
and then
part
on the
would
very
be
bottom
included as
part.
well.
I don't have, my iPad doesn't work, so
So
I have
it
the
has
actual
the
hard
peace
copy.
in the
poem,
bottom,
and then
Explain
it
to
has
me.
a couple sentences on him.
the paragraph underneath that.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have.
So,
You want to read it,
here it
then you
is.
can, I mean, do you see
I
it?
have to agree. I mean, how does anybody know who this gentleman is?
Well, to be honest, I believe that it stands less for a person that it does for an ideal. And you may say, okay, well, who is he? You can check it out. I mean, in years to come, I mean, it will be discovered. I mean, it's right now, I mean, you could see the people that have made comments, and these aren't people that are just going to lend their support to somebody who is not,
Okay.
substantial.
Yeah, I really want to kind of keep it to questions. I think we've all read the packet and everything. Yeah, well, Jim, you have any other questions ever at this point?
It just says something that
Jerry?
it doesn't matter who the person is.
Well, because
It's
it
just what
symbolizes
stands for.
peace.
Then just put the plaque out there.
Well, the proposed text, would we be able to change the text that's on here? I mean,
yes.
If we were to accept the statute, I would assume we might want some of the sentences to actually say who he was more so than just that he dedicated his life to peace and arts.
That's fine.
Maybe
Yeah,
where
it's a
he
good idea.
lived or where he was from or what, that he was a guru or, so that's always an option that we can change the text.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff underneath the poem is good.
But, I'm not opposed to the statue. I mean, I think it's an honor that you would like to give it to us, and I don't think that every statue we have to have in the City of Oldsmar has to be about the City of Oldsmar. I like the idea of it symbolizing peace. I don't know about the locations that were proposed. A park is suitable, but if it was more like a meditation park or, I don't know, just...
The reason why can I speak? Mm-hmm. The reason why that place was chosen is that...
Go ahead.
The reason that location is that...
Just keep it brief because we
yes, certainly. Is because it is such it's on the top of Tampa Bay. It's very beautiful, so peaceful, and it lends itself. Most of the statues are by water and by such a magnificent, vista, and also that it be out in the open like that. I think it would. The likelihood of it being, disturbed in some way, it'd be safer probably.
Okay. Yeah.
And also, by the way, the vote was 5-3, not 4-3.
Okay.
Okay.
And I don't know if this is a question for the applicant or for staff, but who is paying the expense for the plaque, for the maintenance?
I believe they are.
For solidifying it where it goes? Who pays for all of that?
Oh, we would pay for it.
You pay for everything.
The installation, the whole thing was a gift, the plaque and the statue. The installation, I think maybe with the city in cooperation, so you see it's done correctly. I mean, we could do...
But the city dialogue right now is we're talking about changing the plaque. So the donor is willing to just put on the plaque whatever we want? Got to be real careful.
I think we would, in cooperation, agree together, if that's what you... I think there would have to be some agreement, mutual agreement.
Okay.
Frankly.
Any other questions? And Jerry's I think he wants to clarify a point. Not that Jerry. Bill and Tozy.
I just want to correct one thing.
Okay, I need you to come up to the podium then.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bill Antozzi, 509 East Shore Drive.
I'm a member of the, used to be called Parks and Recreation, it's Leisure Services now. But the vote was 4-3 because one person came in late and missed our vote. The subsequent vote was 5-3 on some other topic, but it was 4-3 on this
On that particular item.
On this specific. And it's rather divisive opinions.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to add.
Okay. Jim, anybody? I mean, I had some thoughts.
Oh, you have thoughts, I just don't have any questions right this
Okay.
second.
I'm telling you right now,
I have a question for you, if you don't mind. I'd like to ask. I know you're from the City of Safety Harbor. Did you approach the City of Safety Harbor about this?
You know, I haven't yet, but I would love to actually, because, you know, I live there and, you know, the reason that it all came about is because right now across the street, as you probably know, there's Sri Chinmoy's artwork. And when I was speaking to Brittany, because there's statues that are kind of, I said, because the park is so magnificent, you know, the R.E. Olds Park, and I thought, and I've enjoyed the park for so long. And I said, what do you think? I mean, this sounds crazy. And she liked the idea. So then it progressed from there. So it wasn't a conscious thing not to go to Safety Harbor. And
Sure. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
I would, I'm telling you, y'all will answer for this someday. This man does not represent peace throughout the whole world. He does not. You're opening up something here that I hope you don't regret if you pass this.
Okay. Jim, other thoughts?
If you want a peace thing, just put a sign out there. Do you know how many people in this world over the years have said they've dedicated, y'all vote the way you want, but I'm going to tell you something. You want to answer for it.
Well, clearly.
I think my comment would be in tune with Councilmember Beaverland's. We really don't have enough detail on this gentleman to just say, hey, we're going to put a statue in a public park. I kind of have a problem with it as well. I don't know his background. I mean, yeah, it's nice to say, yeah, I'm all for peace and this and the other thing, but, you know, behind the scenes when he was 30 years old, we don't know what he's done. You know, we have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of the, I didn't know who he was, you know, and I appreciate you bringing him forward and educating us to, you know, the level that you have. But I also kind of feel the same way. I think we're putting a statue up of somebody that, while we might embrace the concept of freedom, I don't know that we know the person themselves, and I certainly don't want it to backlash. I'm not saying that it would, but you don't want it to backlash against our city that we've put this statue up, and you all have this, right? And you read the part there, some of the things in there. That would be bothersome if that some of this stuff was true. There's some controversy, certainly. Obviously, we all have controversy. Even Jerry Beaverland has controversy, but I would hate to embrace this as the city, the City of Oldsmar, saying that we feel the way that this is. Although I think we would all agree wholeheartedly that we all are about freedom. I agree with Mr. Beaverland that there are other people that probably are more well-known that are about freedom. And I'm just a little uncomfortable with it. I don't know if we want to table it and do a little more research and find out some of the good, the bad, and the ugly, as we like to say with the chamber, or we move forward with it. I'm personally not comfortable moving forward with it yet. I didn't know who he was. I've done a little bit of research. I know Jerry has done some research, and if this is a permanent structure, I want to make sure that it's the right structure for the city. So that's kind of my input on it.
I agree with additional research, and if it's true that if he does represent the Olympic spirit, then I would suggest Canal Park could be something potentially for that, because I know we want to have an Olympic facility there for BMX. That could be more appropriate. But I think we need a little bit more research, and I think maybe if Tovilla could send us an additional proposal on what could be on the plaque, with some additional information, what they might be willing to add to it or change about it. But I'm still not opposed to it, but I agree.
I think we need to research it a little bit more. I mean,
Make a motion to table it.
I agree that we need to do a little bit more research as well, but I do think that we do have to keep an open mind. There's statutes all over this country
I
for
agree.
people that have, gone to war. You know, this is
Oh,
about peace.
yeah.
So I think we should, you know, it's a gift being offered. It is about peace and tolerance, but I agree. Let's check out and make sure that it's something that all of us feel comfortable with.
And this is about a specific person, unlike, for instance, I referenced the boots and the gun down at the park that has a symbol, but it's not any one specific person,
That's what I mean.
You know, and
You don't wanna
that's the message to me, and it speaks universally about all of our armed services and everything, but it's not tied to any one particular person. And maybe there is a way to incorporate the message without. I want to make sure we're comfortable with putting, be like putting a statue of Jerry Beaverland up there. You know, what I mean,
Not
be some
without
controversy. Yeah, you're talking about controversy.
Don't want.
No, but I do thank you. But I really think. I mean, it's foreign to a lot of us, and I think the idea of freedom is a great idea.
Peace.
Don't we need a table?
We need to vote on the first motion,
Vote
right?
it down.
Yeah, so you have to do is vote it down, they can bring back more
Well-
information.
How do you want to
Made
do
a
it?
motion.
We can make a motion, and then if we vote it down, there can be another motion made to table it if that's so. But we need to act on the motion that we have currently.
Can I make a motion?
We've already had.
Got a motion on the floor.
We already have a motion on the
Motion?
floor. We have a motion. We had made a motion to approve to discuss.
discuss
But if it gets turned down, we can make a motion to table it.
Okay,
If it's turned down, then you won't need a motion to table.
Well, that's true.
right.
It pushes it back.
It can come back at any time,
Okay.
anytime in the future, in any
That's-
form, and do whatever you want.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
No.
All in favor of what? The
All in
statute?
favor of the statute? And
Right now, currently.
currently,
no.
as it stands. All in favor first.
You have to
I'm in
say
favor.
aye.
Aye, I'm in favor.
No.
Aye.
All opposed? No?
No.
Okay, 4-1. With the understanding that we'll do some more research and find out what we,
Right.
and location. I think
Yeah.
the location needs
That's
to fit.
what I would like.
The location needs to fit the message, and we need to be more comfortable with it. Is that okay? I know it's not what you were looking for, but hopefully that'll work.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next item is our city attorney.
Thank you. I've got a couple of items tonight. The first item is the second final reading on public hearing of ordinance 2014-02, amending the land use designation on certain real property in West Oldsmar. I'll read that by title only. Ordinance 2014-02, an ordinance of the City of Oldsmar amending the land use designation on that certain real property described as lots 28 and 29, Block 17, and lots 2 and 3, Block 18, West Oldsmar, Section 1, from county designation of residential urban to city designation of residential urban, and providing for an effective date. That was the second and final reading of ordinance 2014-02 by title only.
This is a public hearing. Does anybody wish to speak for or against this particular ordinance? Seeing no one, will close the public hearing. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Any discussion?
Any discussion?
No.
Nope. Nope. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Beaverland?
Yes.
Councilmember Roniker?
Aye.
Councilmember McKee?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Norris? Yes. Mayor Beavis?
Aye.
Second and final reading of ordinance 2014-02, amending the land use designation on that certain real property described as lots 28 and 29, Block 17, and lots 2 and 3, Block 18, West Oldsmar, Section 1, from county designation of residential urban to city designation of residential urban is passed and adopted with 5 votes for and 0 against.
Thank you. Item number 10 on your agenda is the second and final reading and public hearing of ordinance 2014-03, rezoning certain real property again in West Oldsmar. I'll read that ordinance by title only. Ordinance 2014-03, an ordinance of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, rezoning certain real property described as lots 28 and 29, Block 17, and lots 2 and 3, Block 18, West Oldsmar, Section 1, from county zoning designation of R4, 1, 2, and 3 Family Residential District, to the City of Oldsmar zoning designation of R3, Residential 2 and 3 Family District, and providing for the effective date. That was the second and final reading of ordinance 2014-03 by title only.
This is a public hearing. Does anybody wish to speak for or against this particular ordinance? Seeing no one, will close the public hearing. I need a motion.
So moved.
Motion. I need a second.
Aye.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on this one?
No.
Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember Beaverland?
Yes.
Councilmember Roniker?
Aye.
Councilmember McKee?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Norris?
Yes.
Mayor Beavis?
Aye.
Second and final reading of ordinance 2014-03, rezoning certain real property described as lots 28 and 29, Block 17, and lots 2 and 3, Block 18, West Oldsmar, Section 1, from county zoning designation of R4 to City of Oldsmar zoning designation of R3 is passed and adopted with 5 votes for and 0 against.
Thank you. Item number 11 on your agenda, first reading and public hearing of ordinance 2014-05, annexing 2 West Oldsmar parcels owned by the Florida Department of Transportation. I'll read that ordinance by title only. Ordinance 2014-05, an ordinance declaring the intention of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, to annex certain real properties located in Section 22, Township 28 South, Range 16 East, further described as 0 Shore Boulevard, parcel number 22 28 16 96660-001-0030, and 0 Phoenix Avenue, parcel number 22 28 16 96660-009-0180, into the corporate limits of the City of Oldsmar, and providing for the effective date of this ordinance. That was the first reading of ordinance 2014-05 by title only.
This is a public hearing. Does anybody wish to address this particular ordinance? Yes, sir. Please come on up.
My name is Walter Allison, and I reside at 3675 Shore Boulevard in West Oldsmar. And I have a vested interest. I've been retired for 20 years, but the retention pond, I need to get clarification from Mr. Trask to find out, it says 2 parcels in West Oldsmar. Now, I understand it's the retention pond at the corner of Shore Boulevard and 580.
That's one of them, and the other one's down by the Hess station.
Because I have a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Transportation. I've maintained that pond for 17 years. Get no money. It just makes my property look a lot better. If you would look at the one on the east side and the one on the west side, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's my understanding that you'll annex it, but the Department of Transportation will still supposedly be responsible for that pond.
That's correct. It's not going to change the ownership. It's just basically saying it.
Well, I was hoping you guys were going to take over. You might pay for my roundup and my gas, and I've mowed that over 1,100 times. It gets mowed every 4 days for 6 months a year, and it gets mowed once a week for 6 months a year, the same as my property. Take a look at it sometime. So I guess it won't be any impact. If you guys annex it, I still deal with the Department of Transportation.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you a resident of the City of Oldsmar, your property, or are you West Oldsmar still?
I'm sorry?
You unincorporated Pinellas
Still
County?
are you unincorporated Pinellas County?
Unincorporated.
You want to come into the City of Oldsmar?
I'm sorry?
Like to come into the City of Oldsmar?
Well, I've been on that trip a couple of times, and I voted for annexation, but the vast majority of the people in that area are opposed to it.
Are you directly adjacent to this property?
Yeah.
This will afford you the opportunity to annex on your own.
Be contiguous.
You're now contiguous to the property, so that's actually what we're doing. Actually, one of my comments was going to be, can we see the map of how we're getting these things?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got, what is it now, about 30 to 40%, 40%? Volunteer.
On the north side, it's probably over half. On the south side, there's very little.
So this would afford you the opportunity.
I'm on the south side. So, again, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. You clarified it for me.
Let me tell you this. If you will annex in the City of Oldsmar, and if the DOT doesn't maintain it right, then you have the right to come up here and complain to council.
We look forward to seeing you on the agenda.
I've been considering, talking to them about them taking over, but the reason that I took it over was that the field owned by Swift Mud was this high.
Yeah.
There was minutes in there with a mower, never weed eat. It was a mess. And so I had to do was provide of insurance, which I did, and I've been 17 years. But thank you for your time once again. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for the 1,100 mows.
And thank you for voting for the annexation.
Yeah. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Do we have a motion? We made a motion, didn't we?
No.
We haven't?
I don't think so.
Motion to discuss? Oh, that was the public hearing.
Oh.
Any other comments from the public? We don't normally get people to talk about these. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions?
I noticed the last couple of annexations we've done are been because of the DOT annexing in. Is that because they've now become contiguous to other properties that annexed in, or?
Yes.
No, it's because of changes in
DOT policy?
District 7.
Is that what it is?
The secretary.
In my opinion, that's
Okay.
the reason.
So there's no other DOT properties in West Oldsmar that we can annex in?
Or DOT properties.
Okay, so now they're all, okay. I was curious about that. And,
Now, this makes some of the properties,
More contiguous.
but obviously, this gentleman now is contiguous, and he looks like he's pro-annexation, so I'm sure he'll be hearing from us on
I think you'll
Wednesday
hear
morning.
from us soon.
I think he heard from us tonight, as a matter of fact. Well, this just gives us two pieces to start working off of on the south
Absolutely.
side, so, yeah. Any other discussion?
time, Jim.
It's been a long time.
Any other discussion? Linda? No? Motion and a second. I need roll call, please.
Councilmember Beaverland?
Absolutely.
Honaker?
Would I?
Councilmember McKee?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Norris?
Yes.
Mayor Beavis?
Aye.
First reading of ordinance 2014-05, annexing 2 West Oldsmar parcels owned by FDOT is passed with 5 votes for and 0 against.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The next item is adoption of Resolution 2014-07, repealing Resolution 2014-05, and revising permit, inspection, and plan examination fees. As you're aware, the new fee schedule was adopted in March. There was one error that needs to be corrected on that fee schedule, which I'll point out in just a minute. First, I'd like to read the resolution by title only. Resolution 2014-07, a resolution of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, repealing Resolution 2014-05, providing for the adoption of revised permit, inspection, and plans examination fees in accordance with Section 3.5.8 of the City of Oldsmar Land Development Code, and providing for an effective date. That's the reading of Resolution 2014-07 by title only. And in the agenda packet, the correction is on page 70 of the agenda packet. And at the top of that page, it says D, fire suppression. And then it's in the second box, which at the top of that, it says plan review fees, number 5. So 5A is residential and the base fee, 5B, revised plan for review residential. And then 5C is plan review fee, commercial. And you'll see that, of course, the fees are based on the dollar value of the construction. So the base fee is $44, and that would include for construction values up to $1,000. And then the next increment, in the right-hand column, it states the fee. Base fee plus $2.50 for each $1,000 or fraction thereover $1,000. Number 3 is the $50,000 to $100,000 range. This is the correction. As it currently reads in this correction, $175 plus $3 for each 1,000 or fraction thereof. The only change is that in the prior March resolution, that $175 said base fee. That was the error. So the only change in the fee schedule is the base fee is now $175 in this one category.
Can this resolution have an asterisk by it somehow?
Well, we're good to go now, I believe. So I am tonight recommending your adoption of Resolution 2014-07.
All right, need a motion?
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Good catch. Motion and a second. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0.
Thank you.
City Clerk.
I'm going to brag about the city employees because they all came together for the Relay for Life, and we've been working for months. And we have a gold team this year, raised $6,000, and we still have more money that we're going to raise because we have some treasures to auction on eBay. Thank you, Councilmember Beaverland. For the money we raised so far, we've provided for 1 week of research, cancer research, 3 days of keeping the Hope Lodge open, and 50 trips to and from cancer treatment. And we coordinated the community walking for this Hope You Can Hold necklaces, 352 miles. That's like going from Oldsmar to Savannah. Incredible city employees.
Wow.
They really did
Nice
a good
job.
job.
That's great, yeah.
Wow.
That's great. And on that note, I'd like to say kudos to the city clerk's office. You guys just did great. Everybody in there, you're awesome. And our booth was incredible out there. You guys always work hard to make the city look so good, and it helps raise the money, and it's all for a great cause. So you guys worked your butts off. I know that. So thank you.
Weren't you the head of this thing this time?
Yeah, Jim.
No, they did all the work. I didn't do anything.
They always do all the work. but I just
For the city.
You were
Yeah.
That's great. Thanks. Anything else?
That's it.
Ragger? Next is City Council, schedule a work session to review 6-year capital improvement plan. I believe our city manager has a couple dates in mind.
Yeah, we have suggested a couple of dates for the work session, Tuesday, May 27th at 4:30 PM or Monday, June 9th, also 4:30.
Tuesday, May 27th.
I can't do the 27th.
What was the other?
I can't do June.
May 27th or June 9th.
I'll be in Miami that entire week for work.
I can do either, so.
I think I'm good on either if,
Can we,
we have an
on that
alternate
Tuesday,
date?
May 27th, can we bump it up to like 4 o'clock or 3:30? I have a 6 o'clock meeting, so,
in the morning?
no, it's in the afternoon.
Oh.
How about
I could do earlier.
3 o'clock?
That would work. I mean, it's not gonna take more,
Yeah,
I hope
I
it'd
could
be
do it.
An
2.5 hours at the
Yeah,
most.
that's fine with me.
I can do it, yeah.
3 would work.
That's fine. 27th at 3?
3 o'clock.
All right, I won't be here then. I'll have to get someone else to cover.
You're going to have a note from the teacher.
Okay, that works.
So the 27th at 3 o'clock,
Yep.
council chambers, okay.
But before we settle on the time, there's something in the work session room at 2. Firefighters Pension Board, it would be over by 3? Or
About 3:30, will that work for you?
if we made it 3:30,
Yeah, I might have to get up and leave the last 15
Or we have to end it before 2 hours.
3:30, everything should be
Thank you,
clear.
Jim.
There won't be any
3:30 is
conflict.
fine with me. Yeah.
Okay, 3:30 works. I can put that
3:30.
on here.
Okay, Tuesday, May 27th, 3:30 PM, council work session room.
Yep. We're all set.
All righty.
Next is comments by council members. We'll start with Vice Mayor Norris.
Oh, you're gonna start with me. Okay, I got a couple things today. First of all, on a personal note, I had surgery about a week and a half ago, and it all was successful and everything, and I don't normally talk about this because it's kind of divisive to some people, but I think that people should know some of the good parts of the Affordable Care Act, and it saved my life. So I know there's a lot of people that talk against it, but there's a lot of good to it too. So without it, I would not have been able to have my operation, and I just want to let everybody know that it is closed now. You can't sign up now, but you can sign up again come the end of the year for coverage starting on January 1st. So the enrollment period is over. And a lot of you have work-based insurance or, employer-based insurance, but those of us that don't, those of us that have to provide our own insurance, or those of you that don't have insurance in between jobs, or, for those of us in that situation, it can save lives. So that was one thing. So had to get that out of the way. And then, as a lot of you probably know, the 2014 legislative session ended last Friday. So there's a lot of new laws, and some of them I'm sure you've heard about on TV. So I'll just highlight a couple of them that haven't been talked about a lot. There's a really good article in the Tampa Bay Times today that shows what passed and what failed. But a couple of them that are pertinent to Oldsmar is the flood insurance bill that they are letting us now go to private insurance companies. Everyone that needs flood insurance up until now has had to go through Citizens Insurance. And it's been going up and up and up. Mine has doubled. So the good news is now the private sector is going to get involved. And so we all know that competition is going to, create hopefully lower prices for all of y'all that need health or flood insurance. Another one that I've been working on with the School Transportation Board, I'm on the School Transportation Board, which is not a well-known law that passed, but it's been something that we've been working on, is for those of you that have children under 5 years old, now you have to put them either in a car seat or a booster seat. You can't just strap them in with the seat belt. And we are, I think, the last state in the country to pass a law like this. There might be a couple other ones, but the majority of the country have already done that. And it's because the seatbelts aren't designed for that height of a child. There's been a lot of deaths with kids not, being strapped in properly, but with a booster seat, then it fits their body properly. So that's kind of an interesting one that passed. And then there's, I would just suggest go on to the Tampa Bay Times today, May 6th, and there's an entire list of things that passed and things that failed. They all have not been signed into law yet, so if you do agree or disagree with any of them and you wanted to call Governor Scott's office to either say yes or no, because he still has to sign a lot of them in. Most of them, he'll sign a lot of them in. But it was a very interesting article, and it's good, and then some things like the move over law. Now it's law that you have to move over to the left-hand lane when you see emergency vehicles or utility vehicles. Before it was common courtesy. Now it's law that you have to do it. So it's a very interesting read, and it will pertain to everybody. And the last thing, I know the mayor's probably going to go over everything that's on our list, but this is really important for the environment, the chemical collection. It's May 10th at Countryside High School. So bring all your chemicals and light bulbs and everything that's dangerous to the environment to Countryside High School. And that's it.
Councilmember McGee?
Well, I have a few birthdays.
I even had if you were going to do birthdays.
We had Lisa Rea, and Kathy's is coming up on Saturday, and Jerry Feston's birthday. Nice. Happy birthday to the three of you. I know we had a whole list of them in the employee newsletter, so I apologize I didn't call out everyone, but at least the three of you that are here in the room, happy birthday. Wishing everyone a wonderful Mother's Day on Sunday. Don't forget it's Mother's Day.
Thank you.
I will be in 50-degree Michigan. I was telling Bruce earlier that my mother's always wanted to go to Mackinac Island, north of Michigan, to stay at the Grand Hotel, her favorite movie, Somewhere in Time. And so I surprised her for a weekend trip there on Christmas for Mother's Day, thinking it was going to be spring weather, we'll ride bicycles, flowers will be blooming, and it's an unseasonably long winter. They just broke through the ice like a week ago for the ferries, so I bought her a parka this week, so we might be just drinking wine and hanging out by the fireplace inside the hotel, but looking forward to that because she's wanted to go there her entire life, so that's pretty exciting. We're going to be there for the weekend. So happy Mother's Day, and then I also had surgery, but congrats to you because you had pretty extensive surgery. I'm happy that everything went well. I had LASIK eye surgery on Friday, so I was really excited. I made a quick consultation and got it done that week, and I just have to give kudos to Dr. Updegraff because, within 10 minutes of having surgery, I could see 20/20, and now it's 4 days later. and I was pretty blind. I always wore glasses, and I had astigmatism. And I was telling Bruce that as soon as you finish the surgery, you literally are still in the chair. They sit you up, and then the doctor's there to shake his hand, and they take a picture of you with him, and they say, congrats. You can see, congratulations.
Yeah, I had it done, and it's
amazing.
It's amazing.
And so I'm just thrilled about that. So anyone that's ever been thinking about it or wants to do it, I highly encourage Dr. Updegraff, just because I had it done and I can vouch that it was a great procedure.
And if you notice, I wear contacts, but I can't wear my contacts because of the medication. And she usually wears glasses, and I usually wear contacts, and now we switched.
It's so liberating. I was at the beach, and my family said, "Oh, a dolphin." And I said, "Oh, here's the True Vision test. Can I see it?" And I could see the dolphin out. So that was just wonderful. And then again, just the walking tour that Jerry thoughtfully mentioned, May 17th, 10 a.m. downstairs, probably about an hour, and my house will be open on the tour as well if anyone wants to come and see that.
Okay.
That's it.
I had LASIK, gosh, I don't know, 2000, I think, and it's amazing. It's so fast, and you can smell it. But being the prankster,
Burning.
The burning. But it's fast, and being the prankster that I am, he did the LASIK, and there was a clock on the wall, and it was like 10 o'clock, and he sat me up, and he goes, "Well, what time is it?" I said, 3:15. Both of them, they all just kind of freaked out. And I didn't say I could tell time, but yeah, so yeah, there's another story to go with that, but I won't bore you with that. Jerry.
First, I want to mention the
surgery.
My surgeries. Oh. I want everybody to look at Linda's glasses.
I can't wear my contacts.
Glasses.
You don't like my glasses,
Would you
Sharon?
expect anything less of her? Come on.
They match my shirt, my whole outfit.
Now, if you came in with them on, we would start to wonder.
I got a little list here, so I'll go fast. First, I want to thank the Supreme Court for allowing us to have our prayers during our council meetings. I think I had told Tom a long time ago, and maybe somebody else, that I wouldn't care whether they said it was right or wrong. I would take a prayer up here, whether anybody liked it or not. Okay. I think we should send a letter signed by this council to Jack LaValla, to Ed Hooper, and to Jimmy Grant.
James
Grant.
James Grant, or whoever, okay, whatever, and thanking them for the BMX money.
Yeah.
Providing the governor signs it.
He's gonna sign it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna sign. He will.
Or he'll
I'll be
get a
coming
letter.
I'm calling.
there so quick he won't- Your head will swim.
I'm calling Hooper probably tomorrow, and then Governor Scott.
Well, we need to send them a letter under the signature of the city council.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I know that Bruce and Jim and Doug has done a lot of work behind the scenes, and we thank you all for that. I want to know where the Thornton's project stands. Somebody give me a report.
I don't know, but Bruce, I was telling Bruce today, I talked with Nick, well, I think you consider texting talking now. So I talked with him last night, and he said everything looks good, and he thinks that they're going to be able to push it through Thornton. So that was the update as of last night.
Yeah,
and I think it's
they
basically,
agreed to our conditions. That's what Bruce
well,
said.
you guys came to an agreement with the site plan with the changes they made, and Nick seems to think that he can push those changes through
That's what I
Thornton's.
want to know.
Is that correct?
Has an agreement?
Everything is in agreement between, as far as the owner of the property, Nick Pappas. Marie and I met with him and one of his partners, the architect, and their attorney probably about a week or 10 days ago. The only two items still to address at that point were the color, other than that bright red to some shade of maroon, and molding on those red metal frames. Yep. And they have agreed to both of those things. In fact, the color was actually identified. I mean, on some color chart, I don't recall what it was, but a specific color is identified, and they agreed that there would be some black molding placed on the top of those two metal frames.
They being Nick, not...
That's correct. So those were the last two conditions that they needed to comply with. So agreement was reached on all those points with the property owner. However, at that point, they had not, while they had had discussions with Thornton's, they had not gotten their sign-off on those changes. So I assume that they are working on that, or maybe that's been accomplished by now. They would need to submit, well, really just they could put all those changes on one sheet of paper, but in terms of then a revision to the site plan that y'all approved with showing that they met all the conditions, they would need to submit that. I don't know if that's happened yet. But anyhow, so we're waiting on them to submit that, a drawing showing those changes and acknowledging our acknowledgement from Thornton's that they have approved it or agree with it also.
See, that's a problem that the council has to deal with, is that it never comes back to us. And that's why you have to be real careful about when you choose colors, because in the end results, you may not be able to choose the color you really want.
I don't think Jim wants it to come back to us.
Jim doesn't care about the colors.
I was going to throw out, it was the Pantone color chart is what you're talking about, but what it looks like on paper on your screen, when you put it out in the sun for a month, doesn't necessarily wind up that color.
If you use the right paint, it does.
I want to ask you a question. If Gulf Air petitions the city for a couple of lights, street lights, can we honor that?
Where?
Well, no, I'm just asking the question.
Inside of Gulf Air?
Like Gulf Air?
Yeah.
They said there's one corner that's so dark that they were requesting.
That the city would pay for or that they would pay for?
Well, we pay for the lights.
Who pays for the lights in there?
Does there, okay, the city owns.
So if they petitioned for a light, would we honor that petition, or at least?
Well, we'd look at it, of course.
Okay, okay.
Evaluate it, yeah.
Now, and I will say this, that the two streetlights on my house, I pay for them, and I've paid for them for almost 50 years. Because the city wouldn't give me one.
We thank you for that.
Got a couple on my street, you want to pay for those?
1,100 Mo's will thank you.
Those lights are mine. My whole front yard, my side yard is just like a daytime. The trail on Gull Air, he knows what I'm gonna talk about already. Why are we making that so wide? Can we not put that trail down to like all the rest of the trails, 8 foot or 10 foot?
I think
Something's bigger than 10 foot?
That are done and paid for?
Yeah, because I actually had a question about the trail too while you're up here.
The bid's already awarded
Lynn Reeves, Leader Service Director.
for construction.
The trail design in Sheffield Park that connects to that section is all 15 foot. And the bid has already been awarded. We've had our pre-construction meeting, and we had many, many meetings over the years about this trail. And I went to Gull Air on Saturday to their coffee
Clutch,
or whatever it was called, just to tell them that we were going to start construction.
What was the response?
There were probably, I'll say, a dozen people that, one individual told us a different thing. Another person was complaining that security. Another person made a comment about drainage. Actually, there were several with that, but it's all been designed by an engineer. The drainage is fine. The security, I asked Rick last week if there had been any security issues. The shell trail's been there for probably 5 years, and there's been no security issues. So that is really unfounded.
Why is it 15 instead of 10?
The trail that was designed there was so it could connect to Sheffield, and typically the only place that we made the trail smaller was in areas that we were confined, like the neighborhood. We made it 10 foot. The trails up here, they're 14, and it was just confined. It was a confinement. So Sheffield Park's 15, and it's a connection to that trail that goes to Ariel. So it was made. It would have been 15 if we'd have had space anywhere else.
It's pretty standard, isn't it, for the trails in Pinellas?
Yeah.
well, if you have elderly people with
Yeah.
wheelchairs or
Yeah.
things of that nature,
Right.
it's appropriate.
Because I know we all got at least I did, I got a couple of emails, and I'll let you finish, Jerry, but while you're up here, people in favor of it, because the email I got said against, but as Bruce said, this thing's been on the docket for 10 years, and while I told the lady that, yes, you may object to it, and there may be others, my understanding is that there are quite a few people that are, especially along Canal, that are very in favor.
I would say the people that were against it are the people that live right on the canal. The people that are in Gull Air, actually, I think it's been a year and a half ago, they asked me to put gates in so they could get out there. Individuals have asked me about making sure that we have a smooth pass connection from the gates that we installed, which I think we can do for them. So the issues that I have heard, and I've talked to Mr. and Mrs. Riley and Mr. and Mrs. Hastings and a few others in the last couple of days. Their issue is, well, it's in front of my house and I only want it, 5 foot or whatever. But I think we're too far down the road.
Where would the access point be? Is it right there in the kind of in the middle where it kind of zigzags, where there's a lake?
Actually, pretty much every house on the outfall canal has a gate, which they cut into the fence.
That's not that wouldn't be a public access for the rest of the park. Where would the public access?
There's two, and they're the drainage
that's what I thought.
Outfalls.
Okay.
And that's where the Gull Air Board of Directors asked me to put them.
And are we doing that?
We did that.
We've already done that. That was probably a couple years ago.
Year and a half ago.
Okay.
Well, I haven't heard any complaints about the trail, except the size of it.
I did.
Well, they've always had concerns, but,
The
well vetted.
probably there's one, I'll say one or well, maybe 5 at the south end of Gull Air where the I guess it's the manufactured housing area. It'll probably get from their property line, the edge of it will probably be somewhere 10, 12 feet. But at the other end, it's 20 plus feet after you get past those first 4 or 5 houses.
Well, the ones that have called, that I've talked to with the concern was at the south end.
Well, the ones that I've talked to aren't at the south end that have made the concern. They're at the north end.
Okay.
Well, these are at the south end about the size of it because it's come close to their property.
Yeah, it's right there where the pipe is. You know where that outfall pipe where, that's where the closeness gets. But it's still 10 feet away from their property line.
It's a trail. It's not like it's a highway running in front
No,
of it.
and it's not meant to be open after dark. It's a trail.
That was my question. How, because I know that's been a question before, how we secure it at Curlew and all that. How is that going to be secured?
Well, you can't lock it. There's
Right.
no gate or anything like that. We put signage up on all the trails that say it's basically dusted on type thing. And
We're not going to be able to control on the trail.
and realistically, there's never been an issue out there, and I don't see the traffic increasing. I had some people say, oh, the traffic's going to increase. Well, it might increase 10%, but it's not going to increase to
The only time it's really going to increase is when you have your
When you have Becky out there
Yeah,
promoting it.
Becky fixing all those
she's probably going to bring about 40% that time.
Midnight bike run.
I mean,
right.
couldn't we potentially add hedging or something in certain areas?
They don't want anything.
Okay.
I had one guy.
Some security issues with that, so it's
Okay.
probably better the way.
No,
it's
actually,
designed.
today, the 2 couples that came to the pre-construction meeting, Swift Mud was there, and they wanted to know why they hadn't cut the bank.
Okay.
You know, they don't want that. I mean, there was one gentleman that wanted an 8-foot chain link fence put down the property. Well, as soon as he said that Saturday, it was like all chaos. We're not interested.
Okay.
And I venture to say that if I were to ask Rick, there's probably crime that has happened within Gull Air that has nothing to do with the trail, would be my.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, we are too far down the road.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions?
You still have the floor.
happy birthday to everybody.
Way to cover it like that.
And I think
She does her homework.
Well, I only said that because she did. I think you should have sang happy birthday.
No, let's not.
Jim's on a time limit.
And thank you all for who you are.
Jim?
I'll cover for you. You forgot to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers,
Including your beautiful wife.
as well as
Mother's
mine.
Day to all you beautiful mothers, and happy Mother's Day to my beautiful wife.
That was actually the first thing I wrote down this evening. That was the only thing I wrote down.
Thank you, Jim.
I just want to touch on a couple of things. Ann and the city did do a tremendous job at the Relay for Life event. At the end, which was the next morning, I was delighted to present the city with one of the bigger awards that was given out that day, and was totally deserving. You guys were outstanding, and great job. I think we were close to reaching our goals. Monday morning, we were at about, just say 7,000 or 8,000 short, but money was still coming in. There was a church that was supposed to have 7 other tents that wound up with only 1 tent, 2 people, so that hampered the fundraising a little bit. But money's still coming in. We're getting ready to have our kickoff, and then we'll come back and tell you exactly how we did. But I think the City of Oldsmar did real good, considering we're significantly better than we were the year before. And you know, the event comes really quick. It's year after year. It's almost monotonous. Frankly, we started meeting, and when they asked me to be chair, it was in August. We had the event in April, and it seems like we had a meeting every week or every 2 weeks. And these people are fanatics, man. They get in there, and there's like 30 of them, and they're go, 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 go. So they, hats off to them. They do all the work. It's a great cause. I was proud to be affiliated with this year, but Oldsmar did good, and the City of Oldsmar did great. So hats off to you guys. I went to another good city event Friday morning. Unfortunately, it rained all day, but Leisure Services and Lynn did another outstanding job. I think it was the 15th annual golf tournament. Well attended. Everybody stayed. I think it only didn't rain for 2 holes, and then it pretty much drizzled the whole entire day. But a great event. I mean, it was fun. Everybody had a great time, and you guys do a great job with that. So hats off to you. Again, happy Mother's Day, and that's all. I didn't have surgery either, so everything's good. Right.
Thank God.
That's it? That's it? Thank you. Yeah, again, Lynn and the staff and everybody out there put on a great golf tournament. I felt like I had a Halloween bag with all the stuff. I mean, you literally had to dump it in the bottom of your golf cart to find out what all you had in there. There was so much stuff in there, and I'd just like to say that we beat Jim's team by 1 stroke to come in 3rd place. So, but and it rained on the same holes for us as it did you. I don't know why you had such a problem, but no. Also, a reminder that the spray park is open, Cypress Forest Rec Center. It's a great time if you have kids, ever those watching at home. Do make sure that if you're a resident, you either do take an electric bill or something down there, some kind of proof of that you live in the city.
Driver's license or
utility bill, and you can get an annual parking pass for $2.68 at the Municipal Services Center building, Senior Center, or the Rec Center. So go ahead and do that. I encourage you to do that. And that also works down at the beach too. So Suda's dance thing on Friday, May 16th. She does a great job. Also, we have a Boy Scout here. Would you like to come up and say something? Come up and introduce yourself. We'd have had you do the pledge if you'd gotten here just a little bit earlier, but.
Hello, my name is Ryan Taylor, and I'm Boy Scout Troop 135. Right now, I'm Star Scout.
Oh, nice. Star Scout.
Welcome.
Very cool. Very cool. And you're here to get what kind of badge?
I'm here to get the communications.
Oh, very cool.
The communications
Well,
badge.
thanks for hanging out with us. It's pretty exciting, isn't it? It's fun. Isn't this fun stuff, isn't it? we do have a lot of fun.
He's gonna sleep well tonight.
Yeah. And you can watch it at home if you want. It's really exciting if you forgot parts of it. So, well, thanks for coming out, and good luck with that Boy Scouts.
Thanks, Ryan.
All right, you
Thanks.
too.
Thanks, Ryan.
You had mentioned Gull Air. I had got some feedback. I just really kind of wanted to know what the consensus was out there. I think it's a great thing, and there certainly have been plenty of opportunities for those that really wanted to object to voice their opinion over the numerous years. Also, to the House and Senate, the $1.27 million is great. I know that there was an article in the paper about the BMX track and it being a turkey, and I could not disagree more with that article and what they said. They called it a turkey.
I didn't see that article.
Yeah, it was they said that it was something that was slid in there to as a turkey to try and get some funding. And I mean, I think it's such a huge event. Having gone to the tourism event that Deb and I went to last Thursday, and just the economic impact that this thing is going to have, not only just in the immediate future, but the long-term future as the BMX world grows and they do more events. And, obviously people love coming to Florida and Pinellas County, but it's huge. There's so much support out there from the tourism board and everybody. I can't believe that the article would even think that they
That's
would call
one
it.
person's opinion.
Yeah, I know.
He or she is wrong.
Let me tell you, a turkey is money for a road to nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
Right.
for a statue of
Three
me in the
strikes and
park.
bowling.
Right.
That's a turkey.
It's more than a turkey if it's a statue of you.
BMX track, it benefits.
Oh, it's a huge
Florida.
economic
Who in the
impact.
crap called it a turkey?
Now he's gonna write a letter to Diane Steinle.
Why don't you do one of these to her and
I have to say, it's disappointing that North Pinellas Times is only on Fridays, because a lot of people that only get Sunday paper.
Yeah.
That's really disappointing. I
Yeah.
think that they consolidated that.
Frankly, the county and the Tourist Development Committee shouldn't have had a problem with the money we were looking for.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
Small drop in the bucket for what they give.
Oh, huge. With the amount that it gives back. And not only...
Yeah, with 5 hotels.
And as Bruce and I have, when we pitched this thing going around, I mean, this is not some new thing that we're trying to do. This has got a proven track record. Look at the economic impact that they've already benefited by, and they haven't put a penny forward yet.
Right.
So,
Well, whoever said it was a turkey is a moron.
What Olympic training facility is in Pinellas County?
let me
There's
think
none.
about that.
Yeah, exactly.
None. So, anyway, what do we do with the statue? Do we turn that back over to the Leisure Services Board to maybe do a little more research and maybe look at this thing that Jerry did and?
Poor Bill. He's like, no.
No, I don't know what, or.
It's on the trailer now, so we're just putting it in front of Jerry's house.
Ask the villa to maybe provide some additional.
We'll let her,
Yeah.
we'll let it, put it back in her to, yeah, okay, that's fine. I just wanted to kind of close that, we kind of left it, I didn't know where we were going with that, but if she's gonna provide us some insight, maybe we can provide her this. Do we have a contact information for her? I'm assuming we
Yeah,
do.
it's in the packet.
In the
too.
packet, maybe we can provide her that and see if she can address some of the issues in Jerry's email, and I mean, I want it to be the right decision if we do it, so, let me look at my notes, I don't think I have.
Can I add one thing, Doug?
Oh, God, Jerry, go ahead.
Jerry. I did,
Don't ever say anything about no.
the National Day of Prayer on Monday, they asked me to come out and be Doug Beavis and read the proclamation, so I got to pretend to be you, and then
How'd that go
did
for
a
you?
prayer for the business community. It was really nice.
Good, that is fun, I've done that
Craig
before.
and Tony Gross were out there, and I stayed for an hour, but 2 hours later, they were still out
They're
there,
still
and the
out there.
mosquitoes were out there, so, God bless them. But the one thing they said was, it's amazing that we live in a country that you can actually stand out front in your city hall and pray, and I thought,
It's
very
it's a
true.
neat event. Anything else? Bruce, Tom?
Nothing.
Kathy? Ann? Anybody else back there in the room?
You didn't ask me.
I know I didn't ask you. I don't usually get to ask you. You just blurt out. Need a motion to approve the tentative agenda? Second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. 5-0. Meeting adjourned.